falter. Not totally unscathed, but out. Now we're running downwind at 20 plus.
Pretty perfect, and yeah, enjoying the highway south, to be honest. Pretty nice. We came out of the Strait of Gibraltar, and since then on we are sailing pretty well. Like, we did a lot of short tacking there, and after that we had nice sail changes. I have to say everyone is getting very tired, including me, but working super hard for it. Also because like there's so much water going on that, you know, you kind of stay wet. So it's not easy at all, but like we're fighting for it, and now we're still close to the first place. Unfortunately we're not making gains on them, but still close, so let's stay in the mix. And well, you know, I think still 3 more days of sailing, maybe 4. So that's, in the end we're gonna attack for sure, and gonna give it our best, eh?
A little update on the last 24 hours. So basically we finally Atlantic and been reaching down. Very nice conditions. Unfortunately we got stuck under some cloud. We lost like 10-15 miles to the competition, and now we're preparing for the night, which going to be like 35-40 knots downwind. We're thinking about splitting the fleet and maybe jibing earlier down the coast to see what the competition will be doing. So that's about the plan of the last 24 hours.
Too close to Africa because there's like a disruption of the wind. Try try to go as fast as possible, but we're a little bit conservative too because we don't want to break the foils. The wind is up and down quite a bit, so we have to play with all the settings, but so far so good.
We are going close to Canary Islands. 11 hours, the closest boat. He's following us. So.
Et Kevin, on repasse pas de cagis dans la mur. Je remets la mur sans cagis.
And about the crew, Tom, Sam, Abby?
The mood is very good. We've been able to catch back to the watch system 36 hours ago because after the start we had plenty of offshore life. But no, very happy with the speed of the boat. Very happy with the crew. Very happy of where we are, even if it's definitely not finished. There is still plenty to come. It's quite a good start.
What we got, Mitch? What year? What's it looking like?
This is our last 04 race bike, and then we kind of made the graphics look like your 99 race bike. So it kind of gives you the flair of 99.
I like that. 99 was good. So the cylinder, the B6 was the ticket, I believe, that year. Is this
Yep.
the B6 cylinder?
That would be 99, you race with a B6 cylinder, maybe like an 11.2 head, Vertex piston, got your old power jet carburetor
you know
on
what?
there.
Is it jetted perfectly?
It's jetted perfect. No farts, no burbles.
Yeah.
You're gonna love
Not
it.
shooting ducks?
No ducks.
You think that shorty silencer is a horse and a half?
It's always a horse and a half. You make the call.
All right, Bones, what we got on here today, bud?
Ricky, only the good shit for you. That's all I brought today was the good shit.
I appreciate that. You know I only like the good shit. What spring we got on there?
We got 4.2s in the front.
Nice.
We got a 4.6 titanium spring in the rear.
I like that tie.
Only for you again.
Hey, lighter is better. What sag we running, 100?
We're gonna go 105 for you because I know you like to squat in the back just a little bit and stay down.
I like it choppered out.
Yep.
That's for sure. Sweet.
I did bring you some gear so we
Did
can
you?
get, yep. I brought your jersey. You'll be pumped. Huh? What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's cool and all, but dude, you know I'm a Fox guy. I'm not wearing this.
For real.
Yeah, for real. Fox is paying, I'm saying, dude.
Oh, here we go again. Same shit. That. All right,
Come
here
on,
we go.
baby.
Woo!
Oh yeah.
Here we go, boys.
Day is done.
Woo! That was fun.
Was it?
Hell yeah, it was. Thank you very much. Man, this thing, it's crazy. I felt like this thing was a rocket in 99.
Now you rode a 450 for a while, and it's not really quite as a rocket, right?
Hey, at the end of the day when you were doing laps though, it sounded
Get
awesome.
it sound, dude, even when I was riding it and I had it like right in the perfect power, it just sounded so crisp.
That's what I told him. If you get that sound, it's going to be awesome because it sounds really good.
You look a little thirsty.
Everything else, good.
Thank you.
There you go. What a way to end the day.
Good job, bud. That was fun.
Oh, but did I do good?
You were really good. I would hire you again.
And that's probably no joke.
Right?
I would hire that's good.
Dubai, fueled by the wealth that comes with being a major oil hub, has grown by close to 600% in population in the last 30 years. The modern-day metropolis version of Dubai is a waterside city on the edge of the desert, full of iconic architecture and massive construction undertakings. There's the sail-like Burj Al Arab, glistening, mammoth shopping malls, and the glitzy, tree-shaped island of the Palm Jumeirah. Perhaps the most iconic sight of all, though, is the futuristic Burj Khalifa, a symbol of the city and the world's tallest building. Join us today as we take a peek into how the Burj Khalifa was built. The Burj Khalifa towers over Dubai at an eye-bulging 823 meters tall, or a touch over half a mile above the spectacular fountain display that graces the space directly in front of the tower. Those fountains, incidentally, make use of water recovered from the tower's cooling systems, recycling 15 million gallons per year, or enough to fill 20 Olympic swimming pools. Like life in Dubai in general, the construction of the Burj Khalifa was fast, expensive, and groundbreaking. The development, from breaking the earth to surpassing Taiwanese building Taipei 101's previous record, took just 1,325 days to become the world's tallest building, or just over 3.5 years, starting with excavation in January 2004. The final opening took a little longer, with the official launch ceremony taking place in January 2010. The bill ran to approximately $1.5 billion, though that was never a major issue, given that much of the space inside the Burj Khalifa had been sold off-plan before construction even began. Intended as a centerpiece of the city, the plan for the Burj Khalifa started out with a competition between many of the world's foremost designers, which was ultimately won by a tower structure specialist, Skidmore Architects in Chicago. Most of the issues in the build naturally related to height, how to build a structure that can self-support to that level, resist the weather, and also how to physically deliver the necessary materials to the high-level building sites. While it might not be immediately obvious to the casual viewer, the design is based on the Hymenocallis desert flower in abstract form. 3 main elements are built around a central core, with the floor space narrowing as the tower rises to provide a natural stability to the tower. The layout also offers a substantial amount of window space. The aerodynamics, in fact, are key to the Burj's ability to withstand storms, something it achieves without measures such as the momentum dissipation damper mechanism used in Taipei 101. The inconsistent cross-section of the building means the forces a storm pushes into it are not evenly distributed across its height. The design, an outline like a 3-pronged star, is a shape which offers strong torsional resistance, effectively preventing both twisting and bending of the structure when it needs to resist strong forces, as well as preventing the dangerous wave-like motion that can form in a more conventionally shaped structure. The gradual narrowing of the floors was carefully tested by computer, as well as through wind tunnels, so the elegant final shape stands out as a landmark, but also has a real functional design aimed at ensuring stability at such a height off the ground. The construction process was colossal. An estimated 22 million man-hours were put into the building, involving people of 100 nationalities and over 12,000 different staff in total. The completed Burj contains 39,000 tons of steel rebar and 330,000 tons of concrete. Laid end-to-end, the steel rebar in the structure alone would stretch a quarter of the way around the globe. 192 concrete bars dip into the earth to provide a foundation that dips to more than 50 meters below the ground. At the heart of the foundation is a 3.7 meter thick concrete mat, the structural base on which the whole structure is built. In total, over 45,000 square meters of concrete sit in the foundations of the Burj alone. An unlikely talking point during construction was the cranes. There were 3 of them, working around the clock and chunky enough to lift materials all the way up to the 156th floor of the building, a height of over 700 meters. Specific, careful plans even had to be put into place to bring the cranes back down, such was their bulk and scale. The pumping of concrete high up the building's core, which required 200 bars of pressure, was also an engineering feat never achieved before the Burj Khalifa. To put the scale of materials in context, simply applying the exterior cladding to the building required the work of around 300 engineers in addition to the construction crew, and broke several records in the process. The aluminium involved is equivalent to that used in 5 large Boeing jumbo jets. Internally, the layout of the elevators is something of a marvel too. The Burj uses 3 main sky floors, which act as hubs for the main elevators, allowing smaller local elevators to feed other floors from these centers. There is no single elevator that runs from top to bottom, but the central service elevator does rise over 500 meters, making it the highest single elevator rise in the world, again topping the former world's tallest building, Taipei 101. There are a massive 57 elevators in total within the Burj Khalifa. At the very peak of the Burj Khalifa is an iconic spire, a telescopic structure composed of over 4,000 tons of structural steel. This 200-meter structure was originally built within the confines of the tower and later lifted to its final position using hydraulics. The ongoing operation of the building is complex too. For plumbing and electrics, for example, a double-sized story every 30 or so floors provides space for the equipment needed to ensure the tower's basic functionality. These floors hold electrical substations, water tanks, pumps and air handling units, with the pumping of water a particular issue due to both height and the humid desert environment. The significant amount of cooling required around the tower is in addition to the general use of water, and an entirely separate piping system was built internally to deal with that cooling liquid and condensation alone. 250,000 gallons of water are required daily to keep the Burj Khalifa functioning. At the time of construction, all this functional equipment was stored in the basement and lifted by night to the less glamorous but utterly necessary floors of the Burj using a combination of cranes, hoists and the central service lifts. For the shiny symbol of a country, maintaining a shiny look is also important. After all, the customers paid for those views as well as the luxurious surroundings. To aid with this, the tower features telescopic, permanently positioned maintenance and window washing equipment for what we can only imagine is one of the most hair-raising jobs in the world. The entire facade is cleaned every 3 to 4 months. The Burj houses hotels, public viewing platforms, businesses and some very plush private residences. It also includes lifestyle elements like fitness centers and pools to complement them. It can be said that the building has transformed into a community in its own right. 11 years after its opening, it still costs upwards of $100 simply to visit the top accessible floors of the Burj Khalifa and take in the view. Staying in the Giorgio Armani designed hotel starts at about $700 for a standard double room, though that won't get you any higher than the 39th floor. You could try the world's highest nightclub on floor 144. Incredibly, plans are afoot to beat the Burj. India is already talking tentatively about an even taller 110-story structure in bustling Mumbai, while South Korea is also eyeing a possible rival. Oh, and that urban myth about a facility to add extra floors should the height of the Burj ever be surpassed? It's just that, a myth. But the Burj is iconic, a symbol of Dubai's prosperity and technological advancement. Do you think it was worth it? Tell us in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to discover more world wonders.
First of all, I grew up about 2 miles away from this very building, so it's really nice to be back home, but it's also nice to see where they build the aircraft that we feature so heavily in the film that we're so proud of. You know, it's really nice to see your work appreciated, and it's also really nice to actually appreciate the work that goes into making these aircraft that together keep us all safe. It's an amazing piece of technology that is also, you know, run by incredibly talented people.
We was very impressed to meet with the shop guys on the shop floor, how the airplane's put together. Everybody comes down here, they're amazed to see how many little pieces it takes to build a complete fighter.
He's a super nice guy, and you know, he's down to earth, and he's a local boy because he loves the Blues and the Cardinals, so.
It's incredibly emotional for me to be here with people from my hometown and showing this thing that we're all so proud of, and that so many people that work for Boeing made happen. I mean, that's another big part of it.
I hope you have as much fun watching it as we did making it. Thanks for having me, you guys.
I felt at home right away in Cape Town. There's a really open quality in people who live by the ocean. The people here have a real sense of fun, of relaxation, lightness of touch. Everywhere you look, there's real style and originality, and I think it's hard not to get caught up in it. It's got amazing food, incredible aromas and color, all the things that make life rich. But I keep getting drawn back to the mountain. It's a unique and incredible thing to have a mountain like that right in the center of a city. I mean, up there you can really feel the vibrancy of this city and its people. I find it so inspiring.
January 20th, 1981. Iran releases 52 Americans taken hostage at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran after 444 days in captivity. It happened just minutes after Ronald Reagan is sworn in as president, succeeding Jimmy Carter in the White House. 1961. In Washington, John F. Kennedy becomes America's 35th president, challenging the country in his inaugural address.
And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
1942. During World War II, officials in Nazi Germany hold the notorious Wannsee Conference near Berlin. That's where they devise what they call the final solution, their plan to exterminate Europe's millions of Jews. 1936. Start of a turbulent year for Britain's monarchy as Britain's King George V dies. George's son becomes King Edward VIII, but he later gives up the throne to marry an American divorcee, Wallis Simpson. By the end of the year, Edward's brother becomes King George VI, father of the future Queen Elizabeth II. And in 1896...
Well, Gracie, say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Comedian George Burns, straight man to wife Gracie on radio, who later played God on the big screen, is born in New York City. Today in history, January 20th. Tim McGuire, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,